As we're real-time digesting the release of more than 3 million Epstein-related files from the U.S. Department of Justice, there's a quiet heaviness settling in. The world is beginning to confront a reality that has been hidden for decades. When the full story of Jeffrey Epstein came out, people felt horror, disgust, shock. And many of us are grieving what all of this reveals. Many of us are realizing that we knew something was wrong long before the facts were confirmed. And sadly, I'm not surprised. I want to say something honestly right here. I have struggled to find my voice in this industry. I have struggled to use my voice for reasons that we'll talk about in today's episode. So it is with real courage that I'm sitting here today, right here with you in this episode of Real Money, to share my open, honest thoughts about the industry that I'm in. Not to shock, not to provoke, but to tell the truth as I see it. And by the end of this episode, you'll understand how money, power, and shame actually work together, and you'll walk away with clear, tangible steps you can take to protect yourself, reclaim your financial agency, and help change a system that has harmed far too many people. Because in this episode, it's not just about what has been exposed, it's about what we do next. I'm a Las Vegas native, and Las Vegas is not just the city of lights and entertainment. It's a documented epicenter for human trafficking. Human trafficking is a global industry that generates an estimated $150 billion every single year, and the vast majority of that money is made through the exploitation of women and children. This is not hidden. This is not fringe. This is not rare. It is organized, it is funded, and it operates in plain sight. I've watched this industry move. I've seen how power actually works, not how it's supposed to work, but how it really works. And when you live close enough to it, you learn something fast. Exploitation doesn't survive on violence alone. It survives on money, silence, and it survives on systems that protect the powerful. So after everything that has surfaced about Jeffrey Epstein, one disturbing question stands out. How did Epstein make his money? At first glance, that sounds like, well, we probably know, but for many people, especially women, asking how Epstein made all of his money has unlocked something much, much darker. A deep, unsettling, and justified fear about power and the rules that actually protect the powerful. Because the answer wasn't just about one man. It's not just about one man. It's revealed a terrifying level of financial influence, systemic abuse, and a silence bought with wealth. And if learning how Epstein made his money made your own relationship with money feel more fragile, more unsafe, you're not imagining it. What you're likely feeling is something that I call the Epstein effect. The moment your nervous system realizes that the financial system you are struggling to survive in plays by very different rules at the top. Because the same financial systems that tell everyday people to budget harder, behave better, obey authority are the same systems that have allowed billions of dollars to move quietly through trafficking networks, financial institutions, and elite circles. This disconnect is not abstract. Your body feels it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. This is not another Hollywood movie. This is reality. The unease this case brings up isn't just about one man. It's a societal level trigger. It's the realization that we're taught to trust can be manipulated on a scale that is almost impossible to comprehend. This is the Epstein effect. When you realize that the game has never been fair and your body knows it, even before your mind does. Let's talk facts. Major financial institutions were involved. JP Morgan Chase paid $290 million to settle lawsuits brought by Epstein's victims. Deutsche Bank paid $75 million for similar claims. A U.S. Senate Finance Committee found 4,725 wire transfers totaling nearly $1.1 billion through a single Epstein-related account. After Epstein's death, banks retroactively filed suspicious activity reports covering nearly $1.3 billion in transactions dating back 2003. For years, this is documented. This is the moment your nervous system connects the dots. Your struggle to save, to invest, to feel safe with money, all of it exists inside the same financial ecosystem where billions moved freely without accountability. That feeling of powerlessness is not imagined, it's information.
7% here, a loss of 37 points or so. Apple shares are just getting hammered this morning.
We're down by between 3 and 4.5% generally across these markets. Let's talk about the speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate. We're red everywhere, essentially, down by 4-5%.
We're down over 16%. Dow at the same time has fallen about 18%.
The stock market is now down 21%.
Because we're now down 43%.
what in the world is happening on Wall Street?
Two-year note yields went from 190 to 166 in the blink of an eye.
On the NASDAQ, everything and more has been completely wiped out.
It was the worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
And we're not getting the bid wanted. We're not getting the stop trading, and we see where the buyers are. We're just, every day they're pounding it.
The heightened financial turmoil that we have experienced of late may well lengthen the period of weak economic performance and further increase the risk to growth.
This could be the most serious recession in decades. And that means life, as most Americans know it, is about to change, in some cases dramatically.
We've seen this before. In 2008, the global financial system collapsed under fraud, leverage, and unchecked ego. Banks were labeled too big to fail. Executives walked away. Families lost homes. Retirements vanished. And let's be precise, because this matters. Bernie Madoff's Ponzi scheme falsely reported $65 billion in assets on paper, but investigators determined that roughly $17 to $18 billion in real investor money was actually stolen, making it the largest financial fraud in modern history. People warned authorities about Madoff for years. People spoke up. The SEC and FINRA were notified. People were ignored until it all collapsed. But this didn't happen in some distant past. This happened in our lifetime. When money and power go unchecked, systems don't bend, they break. History is repeating itself, and this is why Epstein hit so hard, because when we are watching the same pattern play out again in real time with powerful men who believed they were untouchable, but this time the world is watching, and women are awake. This story doesn't just upset us, it dysregulates us because it activates financial trauma. Financial trauma is psychological. It's the nervous system responding to prolonged stress and perceived financial threat. And women carry this deeply because money has historically been used to control our bodies, our choices, and our survival. Fight, flight, freeze, overworking, avoidance, paralysis, emotional spending. These are not character flaws. These are survival responses to an unsafe financial environment. Systems of inequity do not survive on force alone. They survive on shame. Globally, women hold 30 to 40% less wealth than men, even when incomes are comparable. Women earn on average 16% less than men worldwide and report significantly higher levels of financial anxiety. Meanwhile, the richest 1% own more wealth than the bottom 50% combined. This is not personal failure. This is structural. Shame-based financial culture teaches people, especially women, that struggle is moral failure, that obedience equals safety, that authority should be questioned. This is how oppression perpetuates itself. And this is where messaging matters. Much of mainstream financial advice is not built to liberate people. It is built to control behavior through fear, through shame. There are financial pundits who openly moralize money behavior. Dave Ramsey has repeatedly said that married couples should fully combine finances and that maintaining separate accounts signals mistrust or planning for divorce. At the same time, political and cultural movements continue to promote narratives that a woman's safety and success come from attachment to male authority, not financial sovereignty. The idea of getting an MRS degree has resurfaced in modern conservative spaces, including youth political events.
Let me also speak to some of the young ladies here in high school where your top, who's here where your top priority is get married and have kids? Raise your hand. Okay. Interestingly, I think there is an argument to bring back the MRS degree. And no, seriously. And just be clear, that's why you're going to college, right? Don't lie to yourself, I'm studying sociology. No, you're not. We know why you're here. And that's okay, actually.
Reinforcing the message that obedience equals protection. Here's the truth the data shows. Financial dependence does not create safety. It creates vulnerability. Fear-based financial advice and authority-based gender roles operate on the same mechanism. Don't question, don't separate, don't stand alone. This is not empowerment. This is ego, and ego hoards, protects itself, and refuses accountability. But there is hope. There's a prophecy from the Baha'i people that feels painfully relevant right now. They say the bird of humanity has two wings, a masculine wing and a feminine wing. For centuries, the masculine wing has been fully extended, the feminine wing folded in. So the bird has flown in circles, overdeveloped, over-muscular, over-violent, and the prophecy says that in the first century of the third millennium, where we are right now, is when the feminine wing fully expresses itself, not to replace the masculine, but to restore balance. And then the bird soars. This is about money, exploitation, and accountability. Let's be very clear. This is about the exploitation of women and children. This is about powerful people who complied, institutions that enabled it, and systems that protected wealth over human life. People spoke up, they were silenced, and I must share that I am not a feminist. I love men. I am not anti-men. I believe that there are more good men in this world than bad men, and I am not promoting gender warfare, but this is accountability for power. Unchecked power, no matter who holds it, it hurts people. The future of money is being shaped right here and right now by soul-level work, by women and men who understand that wealth without conscience is hollow. Women like Lynn Twist, women like Brene Brown, and I'm throwing my hat in the ring too, because this moment doesn't ask to stay trapped in victimhood. It asks for us to stand up, heal what needs to be healed, learn how money actually works, build your own financial life, take your power back, and lead at the soul level where love and healing live. How many more people must sell their souls for money and power? How many more women and children must be exploited before we say enough? Money is not neutral. Where it flows, power follows. And here's the real question. If women were the primary financial leaders of the world, what would be different? What would be funded? What would be protected? What would no longer be tolerated? Today is the day we stop funding harm. Today is the day we take our money and do good with it. Today is the day women begin owning the future of the world. Because when women have more money, the world is better. Globally, research shows that up to 90% of women's income directly flows back into their families, their communities, and education and health. When women prosper, entire communities stabilize and rise. Things are changing now, and the question is, who will you become? What difference will you make? There is too much at stake. Take action today. Imagine a future where a news story about financial corruption doesn't send you into a spiral of personal fear. Imagine seeing it for what it is, a broken system, but feeling utterly secure in your own financial reality. Imagine looking at your savings account, whether it is $100 or $100,000, and feeling a sense of calm accomplishment, not dread. This is not a fantasy. This is what it feels like to have financial sovereignty. It is safety. It is peace. It is your power reclaimed. Healing your relationship with money is a journey. And if you're ready to go deeper, you don't have to do it alone. I've created Lisa Live Chat as a place for real-time private money coaching without shame, without judgment, without fear-based advice that keeps people stuck. And for those who are ready for deeper, more transformational work on this level, The Wealth Within is where we heal financial trauma, rebuild self-trust, and learn how to create true lasting wealth from the inside out. Both links are in the description. Start where you are. Take the right next step. Your money journey doesn't have to be lonely, and it doesn't have to be driven by fear. But for now, let's start a conversation right here. In the comments below, share one thing from this video that resonated with you. What part of the Epstein effect do you feel the most? Sharing your experience is an act of power. If this was helpful, please subscribe and share this video, or if you're listening, share it to a friend, because you never know who in your life might be silently struggling and needs to hear this message today. Thank you for being here and doing the incredible, important work that we're doing. Remember, money's emotional before it's mathematical. I'm Lisa Chastain, and I'm on a mission for women to become the leaders of the world financially.